It's the entree to Tay-Tay's third and final. It's Melbourne United against the Illawarra Hawks. United probably need to. They don't have to, but they need to put in a good performance before we get stuck in to playoff basketball. Illawarra, we know they'll be there. Now, I'm taking Melbourne across the board. They should win the game. Ian Clark, Daly, Luke Travers, all the big guns to step up in the Sportsbet Same Game Multi. And speaking of big guns, Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, live on course at Caulfield. There's a basketball court. You need to get there. QR code, free ticket. It's as good as it gets.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
The Melbourne precinct is absolutely packed today. We got Taylor Swift over there. We got Melbourne United and Illawarra here. It's hard to tell which is the biggest ticket in town.
Well, I think it is the Illawarra Hawks and Justin Tatum. He's got them humming at the moment. 1-5 of their last 6 games, and I think they're going to take another scalp today.
Wonder if you can sing as well. Illawarra, Melbourne, starts now.
Melbourne United with a big win. They will finish the regular season on top spot and go into the postseason as the #1 seed. It counts for Lee. What a quarter for the Illawarra Hawks. They mean business. Unbelievable to think with a round to go, the Illawarra Hawks could feature in postseason action. Justin Tatum has turned this entire franchise around.
Welcome to John Cain Arena where the top-ranked Melbourne United take on the red-hot Illawarra Hawks. Justin Tatum, the party continues. 5 of their last 6, and for Melbourne United, well, you're only ever 2 wins or 2 losses away from being in form or out of form, and they stare down the barrel of that right now after a loss to the Cairns Taipans. We have a look at the Mitsubishi Motors standing as I welcome in NBL legend, Melbourne Tigers. His jersey hangs in the rafters, Leonard Copeland. There is still plenty of permutations to go with the result of this game.
Absolutely, and I'm tired of looking at it, Felix. I just want to know who's going to win and who's going to be in the top 6. But you're right, Melbourne United cannot afford to lose a second game going into the playoffs. They got that 12-game break, 14-game break. They want to be playing well in during the break.
Well, it is hard, and luckily they've got some championship experience to guide them through that break, but you do not want to be heading in with a loss. Now, the man we see right there, Justin Tatum and Dean Bickerman, the Coach of the Year candidates right here. Dean Bickerman, the runs on the board. Justin Tatum, you won't find a better fairy tale story. It is very tough to split.
100%. Dean Bickerman, we know what the kind of coach he is. He's been a winner his whole career. But then you bring in Jason Tatum, who's gone 12-6 in the last 18 games. It's not the wins, it's how he has these guys playing.
So you're siding with Tatum?
I'm going with Tatum right now.
I'm siding with Bickerman. He's got the runs on the board, bookending from top to top at the end. I'm going with my man, Dean Bickerman, the Coach of the Year. But that man right there, Chris Golding, started the year in fine form, MVP conversations. He has tailed off a little late in the year here, and we've seen it with Melbourne United's win-loss column.
We made a joke about it, and I spoke to him about it, and he wasn't happy about that. So I'm looking for a big one from him. We know he can play. He's a veteran. He can get it done at any time.
When you look across this entire Melbourne United roster, stacked with stars, it's probably Ian Clark that's played one of the most pivotal roles, and he's up for 6th Man of the Year at the awards on Monday night, and rightfully so.
And people look at him as a scorer. Yes, he can score. He's one of the best shooters in this league. But when he comes in, he plays magnificent defense. He runs the court well. And look, he brings that leadership. He's won a championship in the NBA, so he knows what he's doing.
Well, of course, you see right here, he has been the X factor off the bench, and when he's on, this team is on. But one of the most interesting parts of this game for me, and I love superstitions, the Illawarra Hawks jerseys. Now, they wear their Hawkman jersey. They love to wear it wherever they can. Tonight, they're unable to do it because of a jersey clash, but they don't want to wear their away jersey because they have not won in it this year. How much are you reading into it?
I would not be happy. I tell you what, I'd have that Hawkman jersey sitting on the sidelines, and when we start losing, I'm throwing it on. I don't care.
Justin Tatum's done all this hard work, and the fans and the players are saying it's all the fault of the jersey. I'll tell you what, I'd be annoyed if I was the great man. But Kelsey Brown caught up with Justin Tatum a little earlier to just chat how important this game is heading into a break.
It's very huge for us. We're going to give it everything we got today because we want to make sure that we go into the playoffs on full cylinders. And I mean, playing against the #1 team in the league right now will definitely help our confidence no matter if we win or lose. But our goal is to come and win this game.
Well, if we're going to talk Justin Tatum, we're going to talk jerseys, we've got to talk Gary Clark, because he's another guy who's been an X-factor, who started off the season a little slowly, but as the Hawks have risen, so is he.
I knew he was going to come clear because this guy played in the NBA. He has numbers in the NBA, but he's just been magnificent for them. He shoots it from the outside. You go inside, he's tough to guard. Plus, he's a team player, not forcing anything. I think you better sign him now because there'll be a lot of teams chasing him at the end of the season.
Yeah, well, that's that time of the year right now, whereas the Illawarra Hawks and Melbourne United get set for finals. There's plenty of teams who haven't quite made the finals that'll be searching for Gary Clark's signature in the off-season, but we're not far away here. Melbourne United, the Illawarra Hawks, their last game of the regular season. Take it away, Joel Peterson.
Thank you very much, Felix von Hoff, here with Liam Santamaria. We take a look at that Hawks starting lineup, and there's no change there, Liam.
This is the group that's been getting it done. The offensive punch, and Lee and Harvey on the perimeter, and Wani Swakala-Bullock, the defensive stopper.
The real story in the starting lineups is that man, Brad Newley, 39 today, announced his retirement midweek, and Dino says, get out there, young man.
Well, great tribute for Brad Newley. His last regular season game, it's his 20th and final year as a pro, and he's stepping out as a starter.
Remarkable story. Of course, a famous basketball family out of Adelaide, and playing game 3-2-6 today. His first start of the season after not registering a second in Cairns on Friday. The Hawks have still got fourth spot to play for. For Melbourne United, their destiny is assured. The final day of the NBL regular season starts here, and there is still so much up for grabs. And here is Brad Newley rolling all the way in with a dream start.
Well, you called it to me off air, Joel. The first play of the game for Melbourne, surely, is for Brad Newley and Copes. That's exactly what they drew
How
up.
pretty was that? How good did it make you feel? Because you know this guy put the time and the effort in, and he played, had a fantastic career.
And they go right back at him at the other end.
Well, that was part of our conversation as well, wasn't it, Joel? We said, all right, well, if that's going to be the case, and here it is on the Harvey Norman replay. Newley, it's what he's done for such a long time, slash his way to the bucket. But down the other end, you'll go at him. You know, he hasn't played big minutes this year. They get the ball right to Gary Clark, and he drills the jumper.
And he looks winded already. Look at him. That's my boy, Brad. Oh, wow.
Would have had a bit of adrenaline coursing through the system, no doubt. Great to see him out there. 39th birthday today. Golding trying to start off hot. Gilly collects the rebounds. Offloads to Newley. Gally with his feet set. Offensive foul.
That was a good call from the official. Newley just trying to clean up Delhi's defender, get his teammate open. Picks up the personal.
You know, I'm looking forward to a very tight game here today. I've spoken to a couple of the guys from Melbourne United, and they've all a little bit fired up for this one, I think.
They're going right back at Newley. Gary Clark's the matchup, giving him isolation plays.
Gary Clark's so dangerous. Been a massive part of this Illawarra resurgence in the back end of this season. He's going to spot up for three. Joe Lualachul grabs the rebound. Good job for him today inside with Sam Froling. Will be an entertaining matchup. Ellie getting inside. Can't get it to go. Froling with the board at the other end. Of course, the Hawks 14 and 13 coming in. A win guarantees them fourth spot. A loss and they fall into the clutches potentially of New Zealand, who play Adelaide a little bit later on. We'll run you through the permutations of that as we go throughout the afternoon. Harvey creates some space and hits.
I tell you what, though, Melbourne United have to get on this board because you can't give these guys that many opportunities at the rim. The way they're playing, the way they're shooting the ball.
So early Illawarra lead here at John Cain Arena. Another big crowd in. Keep packing this arena out to Melbourne United. The Hawks have had great home support this season as well. Dellavedova with strength.
It's tough. He's so strong. Joel drops the shoulder. A little bit of contact in Huang Zhang Lee's chest. Gets the separation and finishes over the top.
They make him tough in Maryborough.
That's bully ball.
Sure.
That's bully ball, you guys. You know it.
Lee with a sweet stroke.
That's what he does down the other end. Yeah, Delhi's going to take him down low. Well, Huang Zhang Lee shooting near on 40% from long range on the year.
and playing good defense as well.
Was really active in that game against Perth on Thursday night. 4 offensive rebounds. Illawarra rolling straight down the middle.
That one's for you, Copes.
Yeah, he did tell me he was going to.
That's for you.
He was coming at it. He's going at it. We'll see.
Here's Clark outside to Harvey. Clark from long range. Can't connect. Fight for the loose ball. Froling comes up with it. And the short possession here for Illawarra. And a foul on the play going against Matthew Dellavedova. Luke Travers getting set to check in for United. Let's check in courtside with Kelsey Brown.
Well, yeah, let's keep an eye on those rotations as we see Brad Newley check out of the game. I spoke to United camp prior. He said today is the celebration of Brad Newley. He celebrates his 39th birthday today. And who knows how many minutes will be available for him in the postseason madness. But a good start for Brad Newley, a celebration of him for United faithful today.
Foul on the inbound there going against the Hawks. So it'll be a Melbourne United ball. Luke Travers has checked in for Brad Newley after those early minutes. Golding sees the double. Who's that last stop? A United hand.
Good pressure, good ball pressure from Swakala Bullock. Kwang Jung Lee up in the passing lane. And now with that rotation, we've got this really fun matchup. Luke Travers on Gary Clark. Clark, Copes, has been all NBL level performer, especially these last 3 months or so. And Travers, well, a contender for that next gen award.
Who's athletic enough to guard him, who's big enough to guard him, and strong enough to guard him.
Harvey from outside.
They've lost him a couple of times. That's 2 really good looks for Harvey at the top of the arc.
Chris Golding with the size. He came down the floor. He knows all about making those kind of shots. Looked exasperated after guarding Tyler Harvey on that possession as Illy gets the mid-ranger to go. So high-octane start between these two teams. You expect nothing less between a couple of sides that are playoff bound. Harvey whips the pass inside. Swakala Bullock left it short.
Hell of a pass from Harvey. He's balling. Coming peeling off the screen. Delhi slips under. The shot fake gets him over the top, and now he's punishing the pressure. Delhi, Illy, they all want to jump in the passing lanes, fight over dribble handoffs, and he's just changing directions and getting open look.
Absolutely. Robinson's checked in. Spoke to Matt Campbell earlier about Robinson. He's just said how he's fit his role. He comes in off the bench. He's happy with the role and the minutes he's playing, and he leads that second team. As you get a shot by Ian Clark.
That's the guy, Ian Clark, who's doing the same thing on the other side. He has been outstanding off the bench this season.
Nearly 14 points a game for Clark. Harvey liked that one while it was in flight. Didn't drop for him.
And they seem to be playing Golding like they played Cotton. As soon as he comes off that screen, they're going at him.
Robinson to Hickey, who lays it in.
That's the push of the ball. Dean Vickerman would have spoken about it pre-game with his squad. They're trying to push it off make or miss. The Hawks, they took advantage of Perth in that way the other night, and they're an easy bucket in transition.
Playing with some pace and some purpose early doors, Illawarra. And again, Gary Clark. Trying to push the ball. It's that matchup with Travers, directs some traffic. Robinson.
They're getting some good looks.
Luke Travers with 10 and 13 on Friday against Cairns. Beautiful feed from Dellavedova and the left-hand finish from Luke.
10-point pass. League leader in assists, Dellavedova. And he served it up there on a silver platter.
How much better does his passes look, though? It's just every pass is a tough pass, but he gets there.
Rolling going right at Hookporty. Does enough to alter the shot. The lob from Dellavedova floats its way home. And Melbourne United in charge, 14-13.
He's just going to work off those ball screens. finding the roll man, getting to the float game. He's a tough cover in those situations.
2 of 3 early is Dellavedova. Tyler Harvey leads the Hawks with 6 points in this crucial final day of the regular season in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Clark played the passing lane, couldn't come up with it. That was Ian Clark to Gary Clark, the free throw line jumper, no good. Daly with the outlet pass, Travers with the jam.
Fantastic pass, kick up, run the floor, wide open layup. Transition basketball.
Couple of early dimes for Dellavedova. United up by 3. Some reinforcements getting set to check into the game. Clark puts his head straight into Travers. Dellavedova played it beautifully.
Well, timeout coming here if Melbourne score.
The feed from Daly, and Travers cams the triple.
Kelly's just a musician out here.
A little bit of early showtime at John Cain Arena. And United open up a 5-point lead with a little 8-0 run.
Great action from Melbourne over the shoulder from Daly. That was beautiful. The vision, the awareness, and Travers ready to knock it down.
So a couple of good moments for Melbourne United. They lead it by 5. Our own Felix von Hoff caught up with Dean Vickerman pre-game.
Top spot locked in, you're going to have the fever break, and then you'll get another week off while the other teams fight it out. How do you operate in that 2-week off period to keep the focus?
Yeah, you know, we spent a lot of time discussing it, you know, surveying our players, ask them, you know, what they think is best, and obviously we'll get through the awards night, get through these first couple of days and let the bodies recover, and then, you know, really try and build up to some quality inter-club scrimmages, along with some dinners and some connection sessions as well.
The awards night, yourself Coach of the Year, Shea Ely Defensive Player of the Year, and Ian Clark Sixth Man of the Year. Who do you think's got the best hope out of that group?
Not me. No, you know, I hope Shea and Ian get the rewards that they deserve.
Could be a big night tomorrow night for Melbourne United.
Well, he's certainly got to be in the conversation. I mean, I've got Tatum myself. I think what he's done to turn around this team, but you know, you can't take anything away from what Dean Vickerman's done with this squad, because yes, it's talent laden, it's very deep, Copes, but he had them playing at a very high level right from the start of the season. They've been on top of the ladder from go to what?
Absolutely. Look, Dean's a quality coach, and we all know that. He deserves every accolade he gets. He's got these boys playing good basketball.
I tell you, there's a fair bit of champagning and campaigning going on about these awards right now, isn't it? Did you hear Milton Doyle last night about Will Magnate?
Yeah, I did. You know, and Dean spoke about having that break. He's an expert at that. He knows exactly how to get these guys going. He'll have some tough inter-squad scrimmages and have these guys going at it.
So the Hawks down by 5. They're going to have a couple of contenders for those awards as well. Of course, live stream tomorrow night on the NBL website and the NBL app. The Gazies, great man will be in fine form as well, no doubt. Hickey loses it. Ian Clark in transition. Gets his way inside with a pretty move. Lead out to a game high 7 for United, who, although having nothing to play for in the position stakes, come out and showing some great signs early. Clark from outside for the Hawks won't go.
And the offense is just dried up.
Porty had to fight his way past Justin Tatum on the sideline after collecting the rebound. Now Flynn Cameron gets into running the offense. Tried the drop off to Hook Porty, and Hickey's there to dive on the loose ball. The Olbrich, the youngsters had a couple of good games. Blanchfield coming off a nice performance. Hickey in the corner. Won't go. They're up and down, both teams in the early stages of this one. Ian Clark for 3.
He's balling. Things have changed for Melbourne United ever since Ian Clark checked into the game. The push of the ball, the catch and shoot. The offense is ticking over.
13-0 run now for Melbourne United. Foul on that play.
Dean wasn't happy about that one.
15.
Straight away, went to his assistant coach. Have a look.
14 points per game off the bench. They're talking about his best six-man candidacy. What a great luxury it is, coach.
He's always
an NBA and NBL champion of that caliber off the bench.
absolutely, and he's always had confidence. But it just seems like lately, it's the real. I mean, he's in the playoff mode right now. Everything he shoots is going in. He's playing great defense. He's leading his team.
Of course, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity coming up to see three key members of the Chicago Bulls teams, the 90 with the No Ball Tour, Melbourne, Sydney and Hobart. Scan the QR code on the screen or head to nbl.com.au/no ball. We had Scottie Pippen here at the desk yesterday.
Did you enjoy that?
There was a little bit less manhandling going on than last time, but it was good fun to talk hoops with the great man.
Was it something of a career highlight for you? Was it in the mix?
Absolutely. It's right up there. He's an imposing presence, that's for sure. I reckon it was a highlight for Damon Lowry, who was sitting next to me at the time. Absolutely. It was he, Horace Grant, Luke Longley, part of the No Ball Tour. Nice defense from Ulbrich. Robinson comes up with a loose ball for the Hawks. Flies to the cup. Bodies go everywhere. Somehow Justin Robinson ended up with the rock.
Well, he always initiates the contact, Robinson. Here, jumps right into Krebs. I'm not sure what Krebs did wrong. Seemed like a pretty good ball up.
Straight up on that one.
Illy, of course, landed on him. And the foul was called on Illy.
Tangle of bodies.
A little bit more sense.
Justin Tatum talking to Michael Aylen. Ruben Woolcock, Ken Widgeon, Michael Aylen, our referees this afternoon. Joel Peterson, Liam Santamaria, Leonard Copeland, Kelsey Brown, Felix von Hoff with you in commentary. First leg of a doubleheader, Adelaide and New Zealand to come from the Adelaide Entertainment Centre, and it will be rocking there this afternoon. Justin Robinson at the line. Melbourne United yet to attempt a free throw.
And this is only Illawarra's second trip there. This has been the epitome of free flowing this first quarter. One time out, just a couple of trips to the stripe.
Free flowing, no free throwing. Say that quickly 5 times.
I'll leave that to you, Joel.
I couldn't get it out once slowly.
The good thing is Melbourne United have picked up their enthusiasm for the game. Last time they played Cairns on Friday, just didn't have that energy.
Gilly can't connect. Time winding down in this opening frame. Robinson races his way up the floor. Blanchfield in the corner. Won't get the roll. And we get to quarter time with the home team having come out strong. Melbourne United lead the Illawarra Hawks 23-17 at the end of one. time at John Cain Arena. Melbourne United with Brad Newley, the birthday boy, opening things up, returning to the starting lineup after announcing his retirement during the week. He got the opening bucket of the game. Luke Travers hitting the Mitsubishi Motors 3 off a beautiful feed from Matthew Dellavedova. Melbourne United had a big run in the middle of that quarter, and they're back to a 6-point lead. Our Mitsubishi Motors 3's leaderboard for NBL24. That man, Chris Golding, 107 of them. He has been prolific, shooting it at over 40% so far this season. Bryce Cotton and the word prolific are synonymous with one another. Jordan Crawford from the Tasmania Jack Jumpers, who you saw in close-up last night, Liam, has been shooting it all season well.
Well, I tell you, who didn't shoot it all that well is the Hawks in that quarter. 3 for 12.
Good pick up, Liam.
From long range. And Gary Clark and Sam Froling coached. Just 2 points combined from that dynamic duo up front.
And that would have been something Dean Bickerman spoke about, because when the Hawks have success, that's when they go inside to those two guys. I'm sure Dean would have tried to shut that down straight away.
And conversely, Tatum, he would have talked about it in that huddle. So the first possession, they come out, roll the ball into Froling and try to get him going.
Krebs from 3. Nice feed from Ian Clark, and Tanner Krebs keeps Melbourne United rolling. Back to that 7-point lead. Let's find out what Justin Tatum did say at that quarter-time huddle with Kelsey Brown.
Well, Melbourne United are coming into this with a first ranking in defence. Justin Tatum spoke about that and said they're clogging it up like we expected them to. We need to get downhill and make sure we get the offense moving as much as we possibly can.
Certainly how they like to go about it, but Ian Clark, that's how he likes to go about it. Just get to his spots, keep it rolling. He's got a game-high 9 points now.
A high pick and roll, and your big is sitting in the lane. That's not going to work for guys like Ian.
4 of 5 from the field is Ian Clark. Bowen playing a little up and in defence on Robertson. Recovers back as Harvey for 3. Tyler Harvey, 3 of 5 from downtown for 9 points. And Dean Vickerman not thrilled.
Straight away. Straight away. Give me a time out here.
Here's the Harvey Norman replay. How does Tyler Harvey get loose like that? Just the defense. Ian Clark lost contact. Luala Chul with the late contest. That's 3 knockdowns from long range from Harvey.
And you know what? It's not about this game and it's not about Harvey. It's about going forward, the playoffs. Because if you can't stop this one, what's going to happen when you play the teams that you play in the playoffs?
So some nice energy out of the quarter-time break for the Hawks, who trail by 4. They've got plenty of contributions so far this season. That man, Dave O'Hickey's been one of them. He caught up with Kelsey pre-game.
Davo, definitely a crowd favourite in the Gong. I want to know, how do you find the energy and how are you harnessing that on the court at the moment?
I mean, it's going to sound cliche, but I feel like I just do my job. As long as I come out and give the energy I can, the rest sort of take care of themselves, and my teammates are, really encouraging in that space, just making sure that I do my job.
Is that something that Tatum is talking to you about, your role when you go out there, what he needs from you, or is he just letting you go out and do your thing?
I think that's more like the culture that he sort of implemented here. There's no, I guess, worry about what your job. It's real defined and clear. You know what you got to go out there and do, and he gives you the confidence to go do that. So, it's credit to him and what he's doing here.
He's been playing some really solid minutes for Justin Tatum. Coming up with a couple of big plays on Thursday night as well.
Well, it's a credit to him. Credit to the work that he's done all year, and he's taken advantage of his opportunities. And now he's not just playing minutes, he's an important part of their rotation.
Well, he brings that energy off the bench. And
DP with Melbourne United as well. Dave O'Hickey. Dellavedova inside, can't hit. Froling pulls down the rebound. Froling, Peatling, Robinson, Lee and Harvey out there at the moment. Peatling going straight to the cup and finishing.
Their offense, Coach, the Hawks, looks so much better when it's going through Tyler Harvey. Feels like he's the pivot point for what they do offensively, as Luala Chul can't hit. They dried up when he went off the floor, and they're back up and about with him back out there.
And it's funny you say that, man, because he's changed his game. Last year this time, Harvey would have come down and jacked that shot. He's trying to get other guys involved now, which is what I love about him.
That's exactly what he's done there through Froling. And the assist again to Peatling, and we're tied at 28.
It's a perfect example of it. It's the threat of the Tyler Harvey 3 or the floater or what he can do to score the ball that draws the defense, stretches the D, and gets other guys open. Here, the pass to Peatling, sliding towards the rim, and then off the pick and roll. The drop-off, the extra, easy finish at the cup.
The fact that he's knocked down 3 threes, you have to know where he is. You have to be aware of him, because if not, he can light this thing up.
Impressive start to this second quarter for Illawarra. Alachul from outside can't hit. Hawks can take back the lead on this possession. Harvey works his way inside, can't float it home. Off the recycle, he is wide open and he's missed it.
Too open,
by a mile.
He was too open on that one, John.
Someone left the door open down there, Coach.
What are you looking at, Liam?
Oh, I'm looking at Dean Vickerman. He's not happy and he's going straight to Shea Illy.
It's a good man to have just sitting in reserve, waiting to come in when you need a defensive stopper. Favourite for the defensive player of the year. Here's Alachul working on Froling, can't hit. Peatling with the rebound. Let's go to Kelsey Brown.
I did listen to Dean Vickerman in that last timeout, and he was not happy with the coverage of the three-point shooters, specifically Harvey. He sent Ian Clark to him, but I'm expecting we see Illy on him now.
Ariel Hook-Porty getting set to check in as well for Melbourne United. Hawks back up by 2. Travers in the corner. That one's an air ball. Doors open at this end as well.
Good foul from Ian Clark just to stop the transition. He knows he's coming out. He knows he's been chasing Tyler Harvey around. He's lost him a couple of times, and he knows he's got to walk past Dean Vickerman now and
with his
take
head down.
Not a lot of eye contact there, just quietly.
Joe the Wild checks out as well. 13 points from Illawarra in the first 3 minutes and change here of this second quarter.
And a lot of that went through Harvey and Froling.
Seven of 11 to start this second term from the field, the Hawks. Up by 2, Robinson. Swakala Bullock outside. Porty had position for the rebound. Couldn't keep it alive.
He was really good the other night, Ariel Hook-Porty. They weren't their best, Melbourne, in that game against Cairns, but Hook-Porty with the 15 points, 7 boards, 3 blocks.
And a grown man dunk. Don't forget that one.
Robinson with a big finish.
It's a grown man layup.
He does that well, doesn't he? When he uses that body.
Golding misses the 3. Swakala Bullock the other way. Harvey thought about it. Floats it home. Tyler Harvey fading away. The Illawarra Hawks on fire in this second term.
They're fun to watch. They're fun to watch when they put their ball down the court.
And Hook-Porty ends a 13-0 run.
Great pass from Illy, and they needed that, Melbourne. This packed-out home crowd was stone cold silent after what has been a tremendous first few minutes here of the second term from the Hawks.
You can almost hear the sound check, the MCG. They weren't making a lot of noise in this particular venue. 4-point lead to the Hawks as we tick past halfway gone in this term. Golding catch and shoot and foul. Chris Golding will step to the line for 3.
Here's the pass over the top of Porty. Always a threat as the roll man. Froling. Do I go to the ball? Do I stay with my man? Caught in the middle. And nearly put it right on the spot.
Scored 17 points in the entirety of the first quarter, Illawarra. They've got 17 already halfway through the second. Chris Golding at the stripe. 17, just about 17 points a game for the Melbourne United star, who's right in the thick of the MVP conversation earlier in the season. He's had a terrific year.
Is he still a lock for you, Copes, in the All-NBL first team?
You know, I was just thinking about that earlier. I know Chris Golding, and I know what he can do, and we know how great a season he's had. His last 4 or 5 games, he's just been not good enough. I don't, that's a question. I'm never on the fence, but that's a question I just don't know.
I think he's going to be in there, but I think he's no longer the lock that he was. It felt like Bryce and he were locks. Now it feels like Bryce and Gary Clark are those guys.
Right.
Shooting more than 40% from 3 this season, Chris Golding. As Tyler Harvey steps on the sideline. Justin Tatum in conversation with Ken Widgett. An active presence on the sideline, Justin Tatum, that's for sure. Heard Alan Williams talking about that now, broadcast on Thursday's Illawarra and Perth game. Golding from outside, that one's a little bit short. They go back the way of the Hawks. Dean Vickerman is incensed.
Dean is having a fit.
Melbourne United bench is all up in arms. And it's been overturned.
Hey, how did you see it? You're behind them. Good question.
Can't please the coaches, can you?
No, sir.
One's always going to be unhappy. Or Cordy is fouled by Froling.
I've always said you got to be a different person to be a referee these days.
Did they buy that whistle? If no one had reacted, would that have stayed Illawarra ball?
So.
Of course, the Harlem Globetrotters coming down under their 2024 World Tour. Basketball fun and innovation whenever the Globetrotters are in town. Scan the QR code to buy your tickets or head to hg2024.nbl.com.au. This is both. A 1-point Hawks lead. Harvey, Robinson, Clark, Froling, Blanchfield out there for the visitors. Robinson tees up the triple.
Tell you what, they left a lot on the table in this first half. They've missed 13 threes.
Golding from outside. Can't connect. He's 0 of 4 from downtown.
And a lot of them really good looks.
Yeah.
Copes, wide open looks for Justin Robinson. Gary Clark's 0 for 3.
Outside of Tyler Harvey, Illawarra is a team 1 for 11 from downtown. Still in front by a point, 34-33. Already matched their opening term tally as Clark gets another 2.
He's an NBA player, isn't he? Oh, he is. Some of his moves just remind me of the guys that play in the league.
Cameron for 3, ties it up. And Justin Tatum wants the timeout.
Here's the Hungry Jacks. The replay here that just Todd Blanchfield caught in no man's land. Little overhelp, leaving Flynn Cameron wide open, and he has been shooting the heck out of it this year, over 40% from long range.
41.5%, so 36 apiece at the timeout, 3:31 remaining. There is our Pump by Reebok influencer seats. Our competition winners. So our competition winners, Tara Hammond and Brendan Yateman, are on the right-hand side there. And, of course, Beck Harding, an influencer, and Andy Lee, who's on the government-mandated podcast break at the moment, sitting courtside in our Punt by Reebok's influencer seats. Must be very nice, is all I can say to that man, Andy Lee.
Well, they have been a hot ticket all year, and I suspect they'll just get hotter in the finals, Coach.
Absolutely.
I'll need to put a fire extinguisher just alongside.
How amazing is it to have so many celebrities here and famous people here to watch our game, Liam, you know?
Well, you love it. I watched you pre-game, and you're a man of the people.
No.
Who did you not chat to in the pre-game?
Well, Liam, I'm just a nice guy. I chat to people that chat to me.
I love it.
Jared Waitley there, fresh off the Super Bowl, covering that during the week. There's our man, Corey Homicide Williams. Great to see him here.
Much love to him.
That's fantastic to see more and more of him. Yeah.
He'll be tweeting something about someone.
Absolutely.
Check your mentions, I reckon.
That's his job. That's what he does.
It's great to see him here. Our man Homicide, he's been with us on the desk all season, and quite literally this afternoon here at John Cain Arena. Joel Peterson, Liam Santabria, Leonard Copeland, Felix von Hoff, Kelsey Brown with you. 36 apiece, 3:31 remaining in this second period. The final day of the NBL24 regular season. Of course, Adelaide and New Zealand to come in the City of Churches after this one. 4 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. And that will help us settle the final playoff positions. The Hawks need a win to finish fourth. A loss, and their destiny is out of their own hands in terms of ladder position. Gary Clark going straight over the top of hook 40.
That's tough. I really like what they drew up in the huddle. Said, hey, you know what? We're going to get Gary a catch at the elbow or in the block. We're going to play off him, and that was tough over the hand of the shot blocker.
Travis had all the time in the world. Now underneath, Golding's really frustrated. And Dellavedova checks into the game. Foul on the pass as Golding made his way through the lane. And he was visibly frustrated with the call, and still is. So Hawks by 2. Let's check in with Kelsey Brown, who was listening to Justin Tatum at that last time out.
You're right, Liam. He did spend a lot of time with Gary Clark and Blanchfield talking on the offensive end, but they also spoke about CG43 and making sure, even though he hasn't hit any of those shots, to avoid him getting those good looks.
They just look so much better when they go inside, Liam.
Yeah, play through Clark.
Yeah.
Play through Froling.
Another call going against
Blue 15, illegal screen.
United at the offensive end.
Well, they're in kind of, I wouldn't say panic mode, but it's not far off it, Melbourne. They're scrambling. The guys on the floor, there's a lot of frustrated looks.
Every play.
Yeah, they're very tense. And as a result, things feel like they're getting away from them, but in fact, it's a 2-possession game.
Yeah.
Not through spurts this game where it's been really high scoring for periods, and it's become a grind. Both teams really evenly matched. Fighting a good contest. Another big crowd here at John Cain Arena. Justin Robinson going to work. Acrobatically tries to finish.
And as good as the Hawks are playing right now, imagine if they knock down some of these threes they shoot. You know, to leave 13 misses on the, and like you said, Liam, good shots on the table.
Aside from that, from 2-point field goals, they're 12 of 17 so far. So highly efficient inside the arc. Gary Clark getting back to that spot. Blanchfield with the rebound. Robinson with the scoop and score. Beautiful move. And Dean Vickerman's seen enough.
Well, he's all kinds of frustrated. The Hawks up and about. The energy is high. Here's Gary Clark. He's on the attack. They get the offensive rebound, and as a result, they get that second bite at it. Robinson able to take advantage.
He gets to that basket so well, doesn't he? He really does.
He's a talent. He's got some real finishing power, Justin Robinson. He's got 8 points so far, and the Hawks lead by 6, of course. NBL Awards tomorrow night. The Coach of the Year will be one of the features of the evening. Dean Vickerman was like, in the Melbourne Cup, he got out quickly. He jumped from barrier 1. He led them all the way around. Yep. They came past the clock tower, and Justin Tatum, the thoroughbred, loomed up on his outside and started challenging him for that title.
Oh, Joel.
Wow, they've both done a tremendous job, haven't they? Are they the only 2 coaches that are in contention, do you think? I mean, I think there's been a lot of love for John Riley after the slow start to the season, and they turned things around. Now they're locked in a top 2. I feel like Scott Roth gets overlooked in the conversation.
He always should be in that conversation the way these guys play.
They're locked in at in 3rd spot. But as I said, for me, Tatum, 12 wins, 6 losses. To take a team that was wallowing at the bottom of the table, looked completely discombobulated, turn them into the team we're watching here today, Copes, who are now a genuine championship threat.
100%.
It's been very impressive.
Let me just put it in layman's terms. 10 teams in this league, they were in 11th place when he took over. They were terrible. They weren't. It is what it is. They were the easy beats of the league. Not anymore.
They were 2-7. They were 3-25 last season. Justin Tatum's done a remarkable job in turning their fortunes around. They lead Melbourne United. They will finish the regular season in 1st spot by 6 at the moment. Illy forcing his way inside. and gets it to go. Let's check in with Kelsey Brown.
It was a very heated Melbourne United timeout. Lots of players having robust discussions with each other. Chris Goulding quite visibly frustrated. I think it'll be interesting to see how they come out of this.
Well, it's interesting because, I mean, that can be very healthy in a huddle when they're trying to get all on the same page at the defensive end. And that was a very, very good defensive possession. First one out of the huddle.
And straight away, Clarkie got the ball on the box and they went to double him.
So Chris Goulding frustrated at that last time out. It's not chucking the towel in, but it's certainly chucking the towel. Width and figure as well. Chris Goulding, 0-4 from the field and from downtown. Hands that one off to Dellavedova. Illy for three. A little bit strong. Rebound out to Goulding, who just pulls up, lets fly. Foul underneath.
Red 13! Red 13,
and it's on Froling.
It's always a tough whistle, these ones, when in the block out, the arms get locked up. Who locked up who? Who's holding who? Michael Allen calls Froling for the personal. That one wasn't too tough.
No, that one was pretty easy call.
Sam Froling checks out.
This is his second personal. Huang Jung Lee also sitting on 2 for the Hawks.
Still had the ball. Behavior
40
warning.
and Ian
Don't be yelling out
Clark
across the court.
on 2 for United.
Behavior warning.
That's bad, kid. Warning for yelling out across the court. Who? You. I'm talking to my team, Michael. Hey, I'm talking to my team. You had the ball in the hand. That's why I made sure you still had the ball.
Oh, he said, I'm talking to my team, Michael.
I don't know what he expected when he asked who. Foul at mid-court now. Hickey and Dellavedova get tangled up.
Blue White.
Michael, do you think I was talking to you guys?
Yeah.
No, that's where you're wrong.
Go back in.
Tatum continuing to bark at Michael Allen.
No, it's on the side, it's on the side.
So a side ball, 33.3 seconds remaining in this quarter.
I'm getting Harvey in there for 33 seconds.
Hey, oh, no.
Robinson, Hickey, Clark, Blanchfield, Ulbrich for the Hawks. Luala Chul, Dellavedova, Travers, Goulding, Illy for Melbourne United. Robinson fights his way in. Illy goes flying. Luala Chul with the rebound. It's about half a second between the shot and the game clock as the second term winds down. Illy gets it to single numbers. And a bit of a miscommunication. Looking for Luala Chul.
Well defended. Melbourne go to the Spanish pick and roll, using Chris Goulding as the shooter, and now they bring Tyler Harvey.
There you go.
This is just the gunner lineup.
There you go.
How many players can we get out there that could hit a half-court shot? I think they've got 5.
They got shooters on the floor, that's for sure.
Harvey, Lee, Robinson, Clark, Blanchfield. They trailed by 6 at quarter time, the Hawks. They lead by 4 at the moment. Harvey from mid-court. Does he get it off? He does. And he fired it all the way over the apparatus. And so halftime comes at John Cain Arena. And the Illawarra Hawks have turned a 6-point quarter-time deficit into a 4-time half-time lead, outscoring Melbourne United 25-50 in that frame. And Justin Tatum, despite the ongoing conversation with the referees, Liam and Copes, to be pretty happy with what he's seen so far.
Absolutely, he's happy. Look, started off quite well. Melbourne United made a run, and then these guys went to Gary Clark and Froling and Tyler Harvey, his main 3, and got him going.
So halftime, it is the Hawks by 4, and Kelsey Brown is with Ian Clark of United.
Ian down by 4 heading into the half. Not the start you wanted defensively. What do you think Dean Bickerman will have to say?
I think we're losing guys in half court. We got our communication kind of messed up and let some of these guys get some wide open looks. We got to do a better job of that in the second half.
Offensively, what do you need to fix heading into the second half as well?
Getting back in transition and defensive rebounding. They're getting a lot of old boys, getting a lot of second chance points, so we got to do a better job.
Best.
Thank you.
Tyler Harvey, we just heard Ian Clark talk about leaving you open a couple of times on the three-point line. What's the key to getting open against this United defence?
Yeah, obviously they're very locked in defensively, so I don't really know. I just try to run our offensive sets, and, you get lucky sometimes and get open.
You're shooting well from the outside, but you guys have been pretty potent in the first half on the inside as well. Is that going to be a key in the second half? Keep clamping down on that?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's going to be a grinded-out game. Obviously, both teams want to win this game, so nothing's going to be easy, so we're in for a good one.
Perfect. Thanks, Tyler. A 4-point lead for the Illawarra Hawks, who are flying at the moment the second half on the back end of this break.
We've been sitting on top of the ladder most of the season and had a bit of a buffer zone, and now we haven't. The teams behind us are right there, and Perth obviously doing a fantastic job.
The main thing is the group of guys, the coaches we have. We're pretty committed and focused to one thing and doing whatever's needed to try and make that happen.
Consistency has been the best thing for us, and we've done a good job of it. Obviously the talent's there, it's just about putting it all together, and I definitely think we have the ability to win a championship.
Our depth, I think, is a big part of why we are where we are on the ladder. We've had injuries throughout the season, myself included, so we have different lineup changes, and guys being able to come off and be ready is a big thing for us.
There's a level of commitment to winning now. There's just this emotional connection to try and do something special.
Welcome back to John Cain Arena, where it's a slim 4-point lead to the Illawarra Hawks, and Melbourne United right now are going to need to fire up in the second half. They want to get back into this, but we'll have a look at the live ladder, because the permutations from an Illawarra Hawks win are big for a bunch of different teams throughout here, Leonard, if they can hold on.
Absolutely. If the Breakers win, it just depends on if the Hawks win by a certain amount of points, who goes to fourth, who's in fifth. So it's still hard to call. You just want to win and see where you're playing.
And the Breakers, of course, coming up next, right after this, against the Adelaide 36ers. They're going to be looking for a win here. This is set to be a cracking game because the Breakers showed when their backs are up against the wall this season, they're able to produce. And, of course, Tom Abercrombie, the emotion of one of the best players to ever play in the NBL, his career coming to an end. It is all going to be fine. So I think the Breakers are going to be one to watch. They win here. They push themselves up. Illawarra win. We start to see a pretty good final series shaping up, or the playoff series, as we roll into it here. But let's lock into the game that we're covering right now. An Illawarra 4-point lead at the moment. Tyler Harvey has been the man. We heard Ian Clark say that they've lost him a couple of times. And when he gets hot from the three-point line, he gets very hot.
Absolutely. He's playing such a different game this year. Last year it was all about him getting up his shots. This year he's passing the ball, he's swinging it around. But you cannot give a guy a wide open shot like this, especially Tyler Harvey, because he's starting to feel himself now, making the runners, passing the ball, doing all the right things, and that's why they got a 4-point lead.
We have a look at the Blackmore shot chart here, and of course it's always getting the majority on the three-point line, but he's got great numbers on the outside. But the Illawarra Hawks are showing their dominance on the inside at the moment. Froling shooting a very, very high percentage inside the paint.
We spoke about that before the game. Clark and Froling are their go-to guys. You get the ball inside to these guys, you're playing inside out, and that's what opens up the shots for the guys on the outside.
Pretty spread scoring for United across the board at the moment. But Ian Clark, we mentioned how pivotal he's been throughout the year. He's another guy who's going to have a big second half for them in a big playoff series, you'd imagine, as they move forward. But once again, he's provided that six-man of the year style spark off the bench.
This guy will be starting for most teams. Came in straight away, 4 for 5 from the field, 9 points. You know, right now Golding is a bit off, 0 for 5. He takes up the slack. He's keeping them in the game.
Starting for most teams, he'd be starting for every single team
Melbourne United.
in the league outside Melbourne United. A vast majority, but it's a 4-point lead for the Illawarra Hawks. A big second half coming up.
Bunnings is backing the next generation of bowlers.
Today we're going to have a heap of fun.
We're at the Sandringham Sabres.
The St Kilda Sabres put on a show today.
These bowlers from Redlands came out to see us a couple of weeks ago.
They're huge basketball fans.
Today we welcome the Blackburn Vikings down to John Cain Arena. It's the boss man, Charlie!
Bunnings Warehouse done an amazing job getting all these families along, having all the kids there, 3,000 over the season, 14 games. Just being a part of it is going to be really special.
We're just returning the favor. We're excited to see their moves. Let's go, buddy! Yeah!
Hey! What up?
Hey, mate, Shark. Give me some love, brother.
Fuck it! There it is!
One day I'd love to play for the Cairns Tigers.
What are you guys most looking forward to when you come to an NBL game?
To see how you guys play.
Good job, everyone. Great job. Great job. High five. Keep up the work.
1, 2, 3, let's go! 3, 2, 1,
Bunnings backing ballers has given thousands of junior ballers across the country the opportunity to experience an NBL game day with their families and support their favourite teams. Big thanks to the good people at Bunnings Warehouse for their support this season in backing junior ballers. Hawks by 4, 42-38. Joel Peters and Liam Santa Maria. Leonard Copeland, and a big second quarter from that man on screen, Sam Froling.
Yeah, he was really good in that second term. They made a focus of him, and he responded. Joe Illawarra was going at him at the other end, and Froling stood strong. 8 points, 7 boards, a season-high 5 assists, Copes, heading into the second half.
He did, and you spoke about him in the first quarter and said how he needed to show up. Someone must have sent him a message because he went 4 for 5 in that second quarter and just lit Joe Illawarra up.
Of course, a win for the Hawks, and they finish 4th, a loss, and they're into the mix with Adelaide and New Zealand in that second game. Great to see Beck Allen here, Australian Oval, one of the All-Star 5 at the recent Olympic qualifying tournament alongside Ezzy Magbagor, and one of the most entertaining basketballers I've ever had the privilege of commentating in play-by-play, Liam.
Nice.
The things that woman can do on a basketball court, oh my Lord.
Yeah, super athletic, very skilled.
There's a reason they call her Spider.
Outstanding baller. Hey, meanwhile, for Melbourne United, Coach, a couple of key guys, a little quiet in that first half.
That's right. Joe Illawarra 1 for 5, and Chris Golding 0 for 5. These guys are the leaders. They got to pick it up in order for Melbourne United to play. You want to be playing well going into the playoffs. Yes, we got a break, but you guys got to pick it up. Danny
Minogue and Fifi Box here. Regular at Melbourne United games is Danny Minogue. So the Stars are out here at John Cain Arena, and the Hawks at the moment have a 4-point lead. They're looking to lock up 4th spot as we head toward the NBL Finals. United on offense to start us off, and Travers with a grown man move.
And a vastly different looking lineup for Melbourne to begin this second half. Lawala, Chul, Newley, Delavadova out. Clark, Hook, Porty, and Travers come in.
How good is that, though, when you can bring those guys off the bench to start for you?
Brad Newley getting the start today for United after announcing his retirement during the week on his 39th birthday today. And Vickerman wants to have a look at things.
Hey, he's been a great of the game. Absolute great of the game, Newley. 20 years as a pro. We've enjoyed what he's done here. Townsville with U-Copes in Sydney, Melbourne United. But man, what this guy did in Europe for the national team, 2 Olympics, 2 World Championships.
Over 800 games? Is it 800 plus?
Fantastic player. Terrific bloke.
No, and not a lot of injuries either. Played all the way through. One of the best guys you ever want to meet.
So 326 games in the NBL, 2-time All-NBL second team, a Rookie of the Year, a Sixth Man of the Year, yet to get a championship. Remarkable to think that he's got a bigger legacy maybe outside of the NBL than he does within it, and he's still got that kind of resume.
And still property of the New York Knicks.
How great was that?
Absolutely. So Hawks leading by 4. Great to have you with us. First leg of a Sunday doubleheader, the final day of the NBL regular season. Adelaide and New Zealand to come from the city of churches. Swakala Bullock forcing his way inside. Rolling comes up with it. Harvey's got 6 to work with on the red numbers. Already got 11 points as Tyler Harvey. Swakala Bullock in the corner, cans the triple.
Big shot. Look at Swaka as he looks at me, gives me a grin.
He's not the only one to look at you today, Coach.
I know. I had a word with that guy before and said, Swaka, you got to be able to knock that shot down.
Knock it down, he did. Golding hasn't hit a three yet. Never takes long. You know it's coming at some point. Death, taxes, and that man hitting a triple. Clark plays the passing lane. Golding up the floor, laying that one home. Back to a 2-point game.
And all of a sudden, Chris Golding's up and about. They run some action for him. There's a play, Swaka Bullock fouled him in the first half, so he just was a little extra careful. Golding knocked it down, and now 5 quick points in a row.
And another steal. The Hawks getting a bit sloppy to start this third period. Clark outside. Rolling Gary Clark, Swaka Bullock, Harvey and Lee out there for the Hawks.
Rolling missed Gary Clark. Missed him badly.
Golding for 3. The Hawks with plenty to play for. Another turnover.
What are they, colorblind? They come out colorblind? How many passes is that to the opposition team?
Ariel Laporte fouled by Froling.
Red 13 hits him on the arm. 2 shots.
Justin Tatum continuing to talk to Michael Aylen.
Just flop on you on that play. But that's what I'm saying. What are you saying? You're asking me what would occur. I told you the answer.
It's exactly the same as happens to our bigs all the time.
On that play, there's no contact. He stops before there's any contact with you. There's no foul on the play.
That's what I'm saying. It's always called on A or Joe. I'm not trying to be... Hey. Not me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. I don't agree with you.
I'm not sure they understand each other, Coach.
I didn't understand him either, but I think he's just going to bat for his bigs.
Tied up at 47. The Hawks, the magic number is 10, we think, Liam. So the combined, if they lose and Adelaide go down to New Zealand, that combined margin needs to be 9 or fewer for Illawarra to still finish 4th.
Right.
10 or more for New Zealand to take that 4th spot.
So it's tense. It's tense for the Hawks and the Hawk heads right now. Get the win, and you lock yourself in for a top 4 finish.
Fans will be shaking their Hawkey pom-poms as Tyler Harvey scoots inside.
I'm just really impressed by how calm he's been this year, how well he started to play. Always a superstar in this league. We know that. Great shooter, but he's not forcing anything. You know, he gets good-looking shots.
Clark got away with it just in the nick of time. Robinson guarded by Golding. Down on the low block to Clark. Robinson straight away. And gets it to go.
Well, they need that. They need. Obviously, they're going to try and get looks for Hwang Jung Lee and Tyler Harvey. They're going to go at Froling and Gary Clark, but they need other guys to step up and knock down shots as Travis gets all the way to the rim. So Swaka Bullock knocks one down. Justin Robinson gets one to bounce in. It's big time for the Hawks.
And they're going to get him, Liam, because whenever Clark gets that ball on the box, they go send that double. Now, if your rotation's not right, then they're going to get wide open shots.
Well, their rotation was right there because they didn't want to leave Tyler Harvey.
Right.
They said, hey, we'll give up the shot to Robinson, and he bounced it in.
Cholawala Chul underneath, straight into the chest of Froling. Gets it to go. He'll go to the line to add the bonus and to tie things up.
Wholesale changes coming in now for the Hawks. Here's the Harvey Norman replay. Great deep position. Look, right, he just put Froling under the bucket.
And that's for Froling.
So that's a problem that Justin Tatum's going to have to navigate. Speaking of navigation, there'll be plenty of New Zealand and Illawarra fans navigating the NBL ladder predictor this afternoon. The race is coming right down to the business end. So many possibilities depending on the way things play out in the next couple of hours. So jump on the NBL app or the NBL website, into the ladder predictor, and you can put all the permutations in there.
Important minutes for the Hawks here. No Clark, Froling or Tyler Harvey on the floor. Lockie Olbricht's going to have to step up in that matchup with Joe Illawarra, with Sam Froling on 4 fouls.
Blanchfield to Peatling underneath, who lays that one in.
Great pass by Blanchfield.
Mason Peatling's got 6 points. He's 3 of 3 from the floor in just under 5 minutes. Another one playing against his former side, of course. Melbourne United is actually auctioning one of his game-worn jerseys off this afternoon, which is an interesting twist. Luala Chul goes straight at Mason Peatling, who absorbs some contact.
Here's the replay of that last possession. Watch Luke Travers on the weak side, turns his head, loses vision on Peatling, and it's a quick hook. Dean Vickerman brings him straight out of the game. He is... he's got no mercy on these guys at the defensive end right now.
No mercy at all. There's a long hook, and he grabs him straight away. Come on out of here. Let me tell you what you did wrong. Now, I'm going to put you back in the game, but you got to be able to see man and ball.
Now it's all about getting his side primed for a finals run. Does Dean Vickerman. Hickey inside. Floater won't go. Keeps it alive. Robinson the triple. Yes. Bottom of the net for Justin Robinson.
Ticking the scoreboard over while those key guys are on the bench. Peatling at the rim. Robinson from long range. The kick out from Hickey was nice. And Vickerman's frustration grows.
Davo Hickey just continues to make winning plays for this Hawks team. They lead by 3. Bowen underneath. Called for the foul. Kyle Bowen gives the finger waggle to the Melbourne United bench. His permission to do that will be tested here. Doesn't look like anyone shared his interest in a challenge.
No, I'm not sure that idea is being entertained at all.
Don't think anyone even looked at him.
I say these guys start twirling. Every play they want to twirl. Every man, sit down,
But
man.
not everyone's got that kind of pull coach.
That's right. That's exactly right.
I'm not sure how many have got it with Dean Vickerman particularly. Blanchfield underneath. Olbrich lays it home. The big South Aussie gets his name on the board, and the Hawks up by 5 again.
This is really impressive. This group getting it done with key guys sitting on the sidelines.
Trading buckets here in this third term. Great to have you with us. Joel Peterson, Liam Santamaria, Leonard Copeland, Kelsey Brown, Felix Von Hoff with you. Blanchfield from way downtown. That won't go. Hickey keeps it alive. Who can he find on the end of it? Blanchfield eventually. Oh, that's not a backcourt.
He got possession and then he tipped it back. He tipped it back. He got possession here and tipped it backwards into the backcourt.
Oh, it was a late whistle. Hickey got possession here. No doubt, that's possession. That's a controlled pass. Lands right there in the bench. Now the question is, who tipped it over the backboard?
I thought Clark got his hand
Looked
on it.
a lot like Ian Clark.
Was it Robinson? Whistle goes United's way.
I think the Hawks can feel rightly aggrieved there, and Justin Tatum summing it up. Unbelievable. 3-point game. United on offense. Time winding down. Luala Chul doesn't beat the 24-second clock.
Big time defensive effort from Olbrich. Walls up, forces the miss. The violation occurs.
Golding is apoplectic on the sideline. Chris Golding is really revved up this afternoon.
You know, it's funny, though. I haven't seen these guys that frustrated in a long time, Liam.
Oh, Robinson with a beautiful pass to Hickey. Getting to the cup, restoring the Hawks' 5-point lead. Gorgeous basketball from Illawarra.
Great vision. Beautiful dime. The movement off the ball. Robinson put it right on the spot. Melbourne need to focus. Get off the refs and lock into what they're doing at the defensive end.
That's exactly right, Liam. I was going to say the same thing. Right now, every call they're complaining about, yes, you're going to get some, yes, you won't. You won't get them all, but you got to leave the referees alone and focus on playing defense and getting back to Melbourne United.
So the Hawks playing for 4th spot. They're up by 5 at the moment with 2:40 remaining in the 3rd period, and their turnaround over the course of the season has been remarkable. The change came round 8, and since then it's been all things up for the Illawarra Hawks.
Well, the bit that I think is most impressive is from round 16 onwards, because, yeah, they had a good honeymoon period after Justin Tatum took over, but they hit the skids, they hit some adversity.
They lost those 3 games,
and they picked their way back up.
That is good. That means these guys are focused and they believe what he's preaching.
So there's the live ladder that has Melbourne United 1st and Illawarra 4th. An Illawarra win of any margin gets them to 4th spot. A loss for the Hawks. They need to limit that to as few points as possible. And then that sets New Zealand a bigger task to do in the second game this afternoon.
So if Illawarra get the win, they lock themselves in a 4th. New Zealand still have some work to do to make sure they host that qualifier, right? Because Sydney has that percentage advantage. So if New Zealand lose to Adelaide, then that one might be a kudos bank arena.
Yeah, so New Zealand can't overtake Sydney with a loss because, of course, their percentage will go down. So the Breakers have got the widest range of margins in terms of they can finish 4th, they can finish 6th. Sydney can finish 5th or 6th, and Illawarra can finish 4th or 5th. Wow, it's all to play out in the next 2 hours and 45 minutes. Another thrilling finish to the NBL 24 regular season. Cameron on the second chance opportunity gets it to go.
Instant impact off the bench. Good strong work on the offensive glass.
Robinson tosses it away. Ian Clark for United. Floats it home. Beautiful touch. And they get the lead back to 1. Kelsey Brown, you were listening to Dean Vickerman at the last time out.
There was some very desperate energy in the United camp. They're very keen to get this win. They want this bad today. They don't want to go into that fever break coming off 2 losses. They spoke heavily about the attitude. Shea Illy chimed in and said, pick it up for the last 12 minutes.
Oh, big 3 from Lockie Ulbrich.
I love that big kid. He can play, man. Under pressure, he plays well, too. That's what I like about him.
The L1 Central Finals MVP, so doesn't mind the big moment. He's not going to shy away. Dellavedova answers with a triple.
Long pass. Robertson taps his chest. It's my fault. Sent that one flying out of bounds. Here's the knockdown, Lockie Ulbrich. Playoff positioning on the line. Big moment for the young fella. Sam Froling on 4 fouls. There's the answer from Matthew Dellavedova. These are really impressive minutes from Ulbrich, and I like this from Justin Tatum. It feels like the right time to get Tyler Harvey back in the game. He's not in foul trouble. He got his rest, and now he's back out there.
And the guys that were on the floor before him did a great job in keeping that score ticking over and playing good defense.
Of course, no Froling out there at the moment as Golding splashes the triple from the corner. United back up by 2.
Big mistake by Hickey. You cannot leave Chris Golding in that corner to go double anybody.
8 points in the 3rd quarter for Chris Golding, 11 for the game. Harvey for 3. Out and running here, United. Cameron for Golding. Left it behind, and Hickey swoops inside.
Great play from Peatling. Read that like a book.
As if he's played with them before.
So 16 seconds remaining in this 3rd period. Hawks playing for 4th spot. United wanting to head into the postseason with a victory. We are tied at 66. Late in the 3rd. Dellavedova getting inside. Seconds remaining for the Hawks. Harvey's heave. Oh, nearly goes down. And United take the lead into 3-quarter time. It's all to play for the Hawks from here. New Zealand watching on nervously. Sydney watching on nervously. 2-point lead to United with a corner to play at John Cain Arena.
I'm nervous too.
Three-quarter time at John Cain Arena, and it is a 2-point spread between United and the Illawarra Hawks. Now Mitsubishi Motors fan of the game, Joel Francesi. Very, very happy with his work. Hold on to you, Joel. Very nicely played. 2-point game here, 68-66. Probably got it just for being called Joel, I'd imagine.
Huge fourth quarter ahead. But Froling on the 4 fouls. Olbrich checks out. Peatling now at the 5 spot. Big job for him against Ariel Hook-Porty.
An opportunity for some of the lesser lights, quote unquote, for Illawarra to step into that Sam Froling void and play some big minutes. Hickey and Travers fight for the loose ball. Lee for 3, rattles it in. And the Hawks get the lead back, our 6th lead change of the game.
And Joel, I was just going to speak about it. Illawarra had 6 bad turnovers in that third quarter that hurt them, but they're still able to stay close.
Delavid over at the other end.
Well, they're going to change their coverage now. The scout was to slide under on Dellavedova. He's knocked a couple of down. Hickey looks at Tatum and says, hey, what do we do? And Tatum signals, we're going over from this point on.
Harvey, Lee, Hickey, Clark, Peatling out there for the Hawks. Dellavedova, Hook-Porty, Travers, Golding, Illy for Melbourne United. Clark sees the double. Lee thought about swinging it cross court. Finds Clark in the corner. Gary Clark can't hit. So the Hawks needing to win to sew up 4th spot without any question marks. A loss and they're in the mercy of New Zealand later today. Travers can't get it to go. And of course, Sydney can still finish 5th if New Zealand lose to Adelaide in the late game. So still plenty to play for on this final Sunday of the regular season as Youngjung Lee cans the triple. And we've had 3 lead changes already in this final term. Hawks by 1 again.
Travers just got his hand on it. Lee knocked it down.
So trading Mitsubishi Motors 3s out of the final quarter break. And the Hawks and United are giving this big crowd all they can handle.
You're just hanging around and just hanging around, Liam.
Well, they've come up with some big shots, big plays in this second half. Swakala Bullock, Robinson, guys chipping in from long range, and that was a big one. Finding Lee open on the arc. He's feeling his 3 of 4 from there now. It only just got there. The confidence of Lee. He doesn't need much room.
No. He's got the height, he's long, he shoots the ball extremely well. He's got plenty of confidence.
And certainly got the confidence. Self-described best shooter in the league is Youngjung Lee. So 3 lead changes in the first minute and a half of the final period. And the Hawks lead by 1 here at John Cain Arena. Joel Peterson, Liam Santamaria, Leonard Copeland, Kelsey Brown, Felix von Hoff with you. Adelaide, New Zealand to round the regular season out later this afternoon. We'll be taking you there at the conclusion of this one.
They've flipped their matchup here. Illawarra put Youngjung Lee on Daly, a little extra length.
Daly whips it cross court to Illy with strength inside. Absorbs some contact and gets a call.
Red 1, grabs his arm on the way up, 2 shots.
So, of course, Melbourne's playoff destiny is complete. So too is Perth.
I just saw the arm hold on the way up.
Tyler Harvey chatting it through with Ken Widgeon. Tassie will host that seeding qualifier. And from there on, with Illawarra, New Zealand and Sydney, those positions can all move across the course of the next 2.5 hours.
How focused did Sydney look yesterday? They came out, they're all about business. That's what we expect from them. Although Southeast Melbourne didn't have their whole squad, Sydney I think Sydney could have beat anybody yesterday the way they played.
Completely demolished them. They were still cleaning up bits of Southeast Melbourne when we got here this afternoon.
Okay, Joey. I got that one, Joe. I was a little bit late on it, but I got it.
Come on, Coach. If I could click my fingers, I'd be... Just stay with us here.
Took me a little time.
This thing keeps moving here, baby.
All right, bro. Oh, you're a funny man.
2 minutes played in this final term. 1 point ball game, 4 lead changes. Harvey with a pinpoint dive to Hickey. Just can't hit.
They're playing out of that double team, aren't they? Throw it into Clark, draw the double. Someone's got to be open.
Travers is open at the other end and makes them pay.
That's a great push of the ball from Melbourne United. Asking questions of the Hawks transition deep.
Luke Travers with 13 points. The lead all scorers for Melbourne United along with Ian Clark. And pushing the pace sees the reward. Just didn't get the start today, Luke Travers, behind Brad Newley, who started on his 39th birthday. Game 326 for the man who announced his retirement midweek. Hawks down by 4. 4 lead changes in this final term. Gary Clark doing all he can.
He uses that body so well. Gets to the middle.
That's single coverage, Coach. That's a bucket.
Oh, yeah.
Golding for 3. Lee keeps it alive for the Hawks. Robinson to Swakala Bullock on the drive. Nice find underneath for Peatling, who just can't finish. It is going to count, in fact. So it'll be a bonus opportunity for Mason Peatling.
It's easy offense. You throw it into Clark, you draw the double right there, and now it's 4-on-3. Someone's open. Robinson finds Swakala Bullock. Melbourne are in rotations. We've got an open man underneath.
And I've said this, other teams are watching Melbourne United and the things that they do, the things that they can't do.
So Mason Peatling at the line. 52% free throw shooter, misses it. And Hung Jung Lee comes up with another O-board.
That's a focus error from Travers. Ball watching and not blocking out.
Robinson for 3 in the lead. Not that time. +3 on the offensive glass, the Hawks.
These guys have taken 32 threes. Wow, with 6 minutes to go. Wouldn't I love to be on this team?
And from 2-point land, they're 20 of 30 on the game. So 66% from that part of the floor and letting themselves down from downtown. Gallivant over. He's able to knock one down from outside. And Justin Tatum wants to talk it over with his team.
Kelly's automatic from that 3-point line now, isn't he?
3 of 3 today. Here's the man from Maryborough who laces that one. And it is a 3-point game to Melbourne. Of course, that margin all important for Illawarra, as it is for our next game. It is Adelaide and New Zealand. We're heading there next. Let's check in with John Casey.
Well, thanks, Joel. The 140th and final game of the Hungry Jacks NBL season, and it's going to shape the playoff picture. The New Zealand Breakers looking to secure a home playoff position with a win here against Adelaide if they can get the good result. And for the 36ers, while they're out of the finals race, there's still plenty on the plate because Coach Scott Ninnis is playing for a contract for next year, and players as well looking to secure a deal in the next season. These teams have shared the spoils so far this season. Adelaide winning by 12 in October in New Zealand, and the Breakers winning by 13 in November on their home court as well. So it should be a tight game. We've got another sellout crowd here for the Adelaide 36ers, and hope you can join us as well a little later.
Good on your case, thank you. It could be all important as far as the seeding for Illawarra, New Zealand and Sydney is concerned.
Well, Tatum and his guys, if they go down here, the margin will set the target for New Zealand. Hey, let's beat Adelaide and we're going to beat them by this much. And if you can get that top 4 finish, well, it's going to be a tough game in Tassie. But you get a free swing.
That's right.
Have a crack, you might be able to go straight into a semi-final series against the Wildcats.
So big timeout with 6:22 remaining. Let's find out from Kelsey Brown what Justin Tatum had to say.
He said it's grind time now. He said get the ball and goal. He also has checked Sam Froling back into the game. He looked at him and said, play hard, don't worry about that foul trouble.
Thanks, Kels. They go straight into Froling. Looks for an option. Has a good one in Blanchfield. That one's around and out.
That's the one he has to knock down.
United by 3. 6 minutes remaining as Daly throws it up to Travers. Just can't finish. Four lead changes in this quarter already, and 9 for the game. In a back and forth affair. The Hawks playing for 4th spot. Froling, free throw line jumper's automatic.
Important that he makes that, because Joe Lawala sitting deep, taking Gary Clark away, paying him no respect.
And guess what? Dean Bickerman wasn't happy about it.
Back to a 1-point game. Lawala can't get it to go. Clark on the recycled possession. Ian Clark's 3 blocked by Gary Clark. Bit of Clark on Clark crime. Golding outside. He can't connect. And the Hawks come back with a chance to take the lead. Under 5 minutes remaining in this one. Looking for a spot in the seeding qualifier. Travers with the strip. Golding with the layup.
Big time defensive play from Travers. He's struggling. He's falling for a sub. But the quick hands to pick Justin Robinson's pocket.
And that's 3 bad turnovers by Robinson. He has to take care of that ball.
Cole Bowen about to get set to check into the game for Luke Travers. 7 on the shot clock here for the Hawks. Swakala Bullock. Down to Clark. Out of the double team to Robinson. Steps inside. A little bit strong. It comes straight back to him. Froling goes to work. Nice move.
Big bucket. He is getting the better of Lawala tonight. Key matchup. He's got 12 points, 8 boards. He's got the 5 assists and a couple of really important 4th quarter buckets.
Dellavedova with the finger roll. Clinical finish from Daly. He's got 17 to lead all scorers in the game on 7 of 9 shooting. Three-point game. Blanchfield underneath off the feed.
They're picking him apart, Liam. Picking him apart.
And meanwhile, Tatum has Tyler Harvey at the score bench. He's been there for about a minute and a half of game time, but there's been no whistle. He can't get him into the game.
Been played at a breakneck pace throughout. Dellavedova bumps off Robinson, and his shot goes around and out. Hawks back the other way. Again, a chance to take the lead. Will give us our 5th lead change of this final period. Robinson went looking for Froling, and it was a bad pass. Golding underneath for Travers. Swiped by Swakala Bullock. Oh, Clark and Dellavedova collide.
Please.
Hey, Clark.
Well, he was always going to give up the foul. Here, that's a great defensive play, Swakala Bullock. At the last moment, that was an easy bucket, and he comes across and denies Luke Travers. And Daly gives up the foul, but... No, I was going to say they're in the bonus. No, they've hit 4 fouls now. There you had it on the Harvey Norman replay. And Dean Bickerman swings some changes. Hook Porty and Bowen come in.
So Dellavedova, Bowen, Hook Porty, Golding, Illy out there for United. Harvey, Robinson, Gary Clark, Sam Froling, and Blanchfield for the Hawks. Clark through the lane. Took a little bit of contact on the way through. He's down and sore. United by 1, playing 5-on-4 with Clark down in the backcourt. Illy's wide open. And makes it count.
Meanwhile, Clark has hardly moved. He's up and he's hobbling and he's grabbing his ankle. Keep an eye on the ankle too. Bang. Ouch. Wow.
Don't need that.
So there's no foul. There was no whistle, nor should there have been. But that's a devastating blow for the Hawks. The 3 points scored down the other end.
So he's waved Justin Tatum off, at least for now, Gary Clark. He's rolled that right ankle outward.
Oh, wow.
Says he's good to go. So big moments. Their big-time player says, I'm right. Leave me in, coach.
Well, that was a legitimate roll of the ankle.
Yeah, it was.
And he just tied his shoelaces back up, and he's going to try to tough it out.
So 4-point game. Hawks need to win to guarantee 4th spot. They can still make 4th spot with a loss by keeping that margin as close as possible. And then their fate in the hands of New Zealand later today. And Gary Clark with the 3. Illy with the rebounds. And a foul on Sam Froling. That is number 5.
He actually did get pushed.
He just needs to chill here, Sam Froling. They're not going to change the whistle. Don't get a tee.
So now the Hawks need to roll down the stretch. Mason Peatling's given them some good minutes. So's Lockie Olbrich. Peatling out there at the moment. Bowen, Illy, Dellavedova, Golding, Hook, Porty for United. Under 2 minutes remaining. Golding for 3. Got it! Chris Golding at his very best. Hands United a 7-point lead.
Huge play here. Hawks need a bucket.
Critical possession for Illawarra. Robinson searching for something. Blanchfield shot fake. Fires, can't hit. And now it's in the hands of United. Maybe Illawarra's chance of finishing 4th is there with this game. Harvey comes for the double. And the steal from Tyler Harvey. Blanchfield in the corner. That one's good.
Still alive. 4-point game. Huge play. Hawks need to knuckle down and get a stop.
Yeah, they need to stop here. And a quick transition basket.
Hawks win, they finish 4th. A loss opens the door for New Zealand to finish top 4. The New Zealand loss later today sees them and Sydney swap spots.
Not a terrible foul there from Peatling. Here's Golding, big moment, big-time player. Knocks it down. Blanchfield knew it was coming too. Former teammate. But he answers down the other end, Blanchfield. Third team foul, that one from Peatling. Changes from both coaches. Travers comes back in. So does Ian Clark. And Tatum brings in Hickey to replace Blanchfield.
Porty, Ian Clark, Travers, Golding, Illy out there for United. 6 on the shot clock for Chris Golding.
Corner.
Works on Robinson, fires away. Little bit short, front rim. Illy keeps it alive, straight into the path of Hickey. 2 tough customers.
Ooh. Foul on Illy. Free throws for Hickey.
Blue, 51, push him on the ground, hits in the head.
That is significant. Davo Hickey takes the long walk to the line.
He needs 1 or 2 of these, preferably both, but he has to make one of them.
Hasn't attempted a free throw in this game. 20 of 30 on the season. None more important than this, and the first one rims out.
Stay in there, stay in there.
He just overthought it for a moment. You could see an element of hesitation. Needs to shoot it with confidence.
The whole crowd working against him. Davo Hickey gives himself a moment of silence.
No fouls. Play it, no fouls.
1 possession game. Hawks in the bonus from here on out. Travers, Dellavedova, Illy, Golding, Ian Clark out there. So a small lineup here for United. 3-point game. Dellavedova outside to Golding. fires away and hits! Chris Golding brings the Melbourne United crowd to its feet and makes it all that much tougher for the Hawks.
They were in scramble mode, the Hawks. Golding knew it. They found their man, Delhi. Great vision, the shot fake. And he's always ready to knock it down in the biggest of moments.
Absolutely.
19 points for Chris Golding.
16 of those have come since half-time.
Since you said he was no good.
No good. 4 of 13 from outside. He was 0 of 4 at the half. And he leads all scorers in this game with 19. And now United lead by 6. And again, if we go back to that magic number of 10, in most scenarios, from here, a New Zealand win of 4 points or more would see them finish 4th and the Hawks slide to 5th. That is all ahead of us.
Well, your PhD in mathematics and statistics is coming to the fore here today, Joel. Outstanding stuff, leading us all by the hand through the permutations. It's not done yet, though. Now, Hawks need to come out and find a quick trigger from long range. I don't feel like there's enough time here to play the quick 2 game.
No, not at all. Needs to be a quick 3, steal, or foul someone you think can make these free throws. But the problem is everyone on that floor pretty solid.
Hickey's gonna throw it in. Four shooters ready to catch and fire.
He goes to the rim to Clark, who keeps it alive. Lee from outside gets the feet behind the arc. He can't hit. Hickey goes up again. And there's a foul.
Oh, is that going to count?
Call was that it was on the way up. Hawks think the basket should count.
I'm reviewing.
Clean.
No, clean. Thank you. Challenge it. Let me find it out for you. You got a challenge.
So potential challenge on the call.
I don't know. I'm trying to find out. You got coaching challenge? What's the call?
What's the challenge?
Pushing foul.
I guess they're challenging the foul on Dellavedova. It's a good challenge. It looked like a foul maybe on the rebound. But if they're calling a shooting foul, I'm not sure there was contact on the shot.
Call was a pushing foul on the floor.
On the floor?
So the call,
2 shots bonus.
So call from Ruben Woolcock on that other side was a pushing foul.
Either way, they're in the bonus. They're going to shoot 2. They're going to shoot 2 free throws.
So some nervous moments for both teams. And for New Zealand and Sydney watching on. Are you still nervous, Copes?
I've been nervous all day.
What are you nervous about?
This crowd, man. This crowd is a massive crowd.
Getting mobbed after the game.
There are 2 reviews on the play. The first coaching challenge is unsuccessful. The foul on blue 8 will remain. We'll have 2 shots to red 6. We reviewed goaltending. It's a legal play. Ball was on the way up.
So that's an interesting one. If you're reviewing goaltending, the only way the goaltend matters is if you've called a shooting foul. And to me, I didn't see a shooting foul there.
The block was legal. No basket interference.
So Davo Hickey will step to the free throw line for a couple more important free throws. His partner Monconti sitting courtside at the mid-court, the AFLW star. And we have just under 11 seconds remaining in this one. A win for the Hawks guarantees them 4th spot. They lose and it will be decided on the outcome of New Zealand-Adelaide in the final game of the regular season as Hickey hits the first.
Here we go, fellas. One shot, one shot.
Do have a timeout remaining, Illawarra. They're in the bonus from this point forth. Hickey leaves it short. Can they keep it alive? Hawks ball. Yes, Gary Clark comes up with it, puts it up himself. He can't hit. Dellavedova lets it go out of play. And it might have just slipped through the claws of the Hawks.
Well, they had a couple of looks at it, didn't they? Hwang Jung Lee, Gary Clark, well contested. They didn't go down.
So 3.7 remaining. Dellavedova gets it inbounds. Golding for three to finish it off. He can't do so. But the Hawks don't get that win to lock up fourth spot. And as we did last year, we've got a final game of the regular season to decide plenty in the Hungry Jacks NBL. United get it done by 5. And now it's over to you, New Zealand.
Well, let me tell you something. Both teams came out and played hard. That's all you want to see. Two talented teams. Illawarra gave it their best. Melbourne are always going to be in this game because they have been in first place all year long. With a crowd like this, Brad Newley's birthday, we're fired up for it. So good game to watch.
And of course, Melbourne United head into the finals, Liam. 5-point win, and most importantly, top spot as regular season champions.
Credit to them. They earned it. Great to see him come out and play so hard. Brad Newley got the start as a tribute to him and his terrific career. And, you know, they couldn't move from top spot, but they came out in front of a sold-out John Cain Arena and put their best foot forward. And for the Hawks, well, they'll feel like that one slipped away.
Absolutely. A second half explosion from Chris Golding. 19 points, and he's with Felix von Hoff.
Something we've become very accustomed to there, Chris. Congratulations. You guys have bookended the start of the season top. Finished it there as well. It must feel good to put that sort of performance in.
Yeah, we've been up and down a little of late. We knew we were going to be up against it with Illawarra, the way they've been playing. You know, potentially one of the best teams of the second half of the season. So good to put in a performance and get the win, but we felt we could have been a little bit better there as well.
For you personally, you'd had a rough few games, a little bit of a skid there, averaging around 7 points. You've left it right until the last half of the regular season, but an explosion there, you've got to be feeling good heading into the playoffs.
I mean, we were focused on so many other things than individual performances. So we finished on top. We secured home court. That's all we cared about.
Thanks, mate. Enjoy your 18-day break as well. Kelsey, over to you.
Here was Sam Froling. Sam, a disappointing end to what was an impressive match between 1 and 4. What are the main takeouts out of the game tonight?
I mean, that's a championship level team, and you know, it comes down to every possession and a few little mistakes we had on defense and the offensive end. You know, that ends up costing us. So we got to clean up some of that stuff heading into this playoff run, and then I think we'll be good.
You've got a nervous wait now to see if you've really secured that fourth. Will you go home and watch that game against New Zealand at Adelaide, or are you on a flight home and focusing on the next steps?
We're going to go and watch it. I mean, it's out of our control, so it's not too nervous, but whatever happens, and we're going to get ready for whoever's coming next.
All the best for the rest.
Thank you.
An exciting climax to this Hungry Jacks NBL regular season. And a deserving win for Melbourne United. They finished the season at 20-8 the regular season. They will head into the finals in top spot and host a playoff series, as will Perth. We know that Tassie will host that seeding qualifier. And from there, it is a little bit more unknown, but they're a very happy group. After being challenged today, United, they come away with a win. 92-87 in the wash-up. Of course, we'll be over in Adelaide for Adelaide, New Zealand very soon. Felix von Hoff's got the man of the moment, Brad Newley.
He certainly is. Brad Newley, the birthday boy. First off, happy birthday. How does it feel? Of course, it's a bit of a weird one. It feels like a retirement game, but the season still goes on into the playoffs.
Yeah, it's just something I wanted to get out of the way. Most people in the team kind of knew it was going to happen, but yeah, what a fun, way to spend your birthday. And even Dino gave me the start, so I wish I had my birthday more often.
Now, you've got an 18-day break coming up. I know you're at the age where maybe a few beers consumed or something during that break, but how are the players going to go about it?
I'll probably have one long one tonight, and I've got to play golf tomorrow, so I've got to be down at Southern Golf Club. But yeah, we'll manage it well. Hopefully Dean doesn't flog us, but at the same time, we've got to keep the momentum going.
in that sort of break, you have a few intra-club scrimmages, or surely the runs in the legs, you're going to have some sort of 40-minute style games in that period?
Yeah, if you come to a United practice, though, we're a pretty competitive bunch, so sometimes we've got to pull it back a little bit. But we're looking forward to it. Maybe we might mix it up a little bit, but yeah, looking forward to the playoffs.
Perfect, mate. Congratulations, happy birthday, and good luck with it all.
Thanks, Felix. Cheers.
Brad Newley with Felix von Hoff. We spoke pre-game, Liam. As soon as he was in the starting lineup, he was always going to get that first possession drawn up for him.
You called it. Great play drawn up from Vico. He points in appreciation, turns the corner, trademark slash to the cup from an Australian great.
Absolutely, and a great of the Hungry Jacks NBL. A celebration for Brad Newley and for Melbourne United. They win by 5, 92-87. Felix von Hoff and Leonard Copeland will break it all down on the other side of this.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jacks and Bunnings Warehouse.
Welcome back to John Cain Arena and Melbourne United. Well, they did not want to go into an 18-day break coming off 2 losses, and they managed to rally the troops and get the job done in style with their main man firing, Chris Golding, on his way to 19 points, the Footlocker player of the game. Leonard Copeland, what Melbourne United needed to do today was, 1, get a win and come in with their superstar and Chris Golding, who's been a little bit down, firing. And they've done just that. They've ticked both boxes. You'd be a happy coach.
You're exactly right. They ticked both boxes. You had to get Chris Golding going because, like you said, this last 4 or 5 games, he's been a bit down. Whenever he's going, the team's going. And to have these guys come out and play that way in the second half makes them feel good about going into that 12, 13 game break.
And the birthday man on the screen there, Brad Newley. It's always strange when it feels like a retirement game. We spoke on it in the post-game interview. But of course they go on to the playoffs right now, but you just got to give credit to an amazing career, service to Australian basketball.
Over 20 years, over 800 games. Brad actually played against me, so you know he's been around a long time.
Man, I did not know he was that old. I did not know he was that old as well, and I think he'll take that as an insult. But the man on the screen right there, Chris Golding, he needed to fire in this final game in order to go into the playoffs with that confidence that we know this United team is so much better when he has. Now, he left it very, very late, right up until the last half of the season, but he got there.
Those competitive juices came out. I mean, he was over 5 at halftime. And then for him to knock down a couple of threes, it got him going. It fired the team up. And then, look, he's their leader on and off the floor. So whenever he's knocking them down, they're going to do well.
Now, United got the win, albeit in close fashion. And look, Illawarra, this game could have gone either way at either point. Are you concerned at all with the 18-game break? Melbourne United on the back end of this season have not played their best basketball. Are you concerned what's going to happen during an 18 break? Would you almost rather be in that Illawarra Hawk zone where you're playing next week?
It can hurt you, of course it can, but coaches like Dean Bickerman, who's been through this, he knows how to keep these guys fired up. They'll have some inter-squad scrimmages. Like he said, they'll have a couple of dinners, they'll hang out, they'll bowl a little bit, but you better believe there's going to be some mad training. Bodies are going to be flying everywhere. Keep these guys healthy and get them ready to go.
Well, the Adelaide 36ers and the New Zealand Breakers are going to be coming up after this one, and a lot of permutations. As we said, Leonard Cope and the Hawks, they're going to be heading down to Richmond, sitting in a bar, watching that one to work out whether they sit fourth or whether they move further down the table. But all that matters for the Hawks is they will be playing in the playoffs. So will Melbourne United on a much longer extended break, with the New Zealand Breakers getting ready to do battle with the Adelaide 36ers right now.